We all must have experienced, some or the other, punishment in childhood which we still remember, and I am sure that the act of reason of the punishment must have never been repeated again. These punishments either snatch away our freedom, or give us some unlikely experience, or make us to face some horrible thing which we generally fear, or hate or avoid facing. This simple mantra, if magnified, result into prison. Let's peep into the 10 worst prisons of the world, starting with the most human among these, going to the one which is beyond the hell. Number 10. La Sabana Prison, Venezuela. It is considered to be the most brutal prison in South Africa. Basic tool of torture of this prison is ignorance of the prisoners. No medical aid is provided, and dearth of food is always there. Insanity is so prevalent here that one scholar wiped out 700 inmates. In 1994, 100 inmates were massacred here. Violence is another act prevalent here. Inmates are said to use any object near them as the weapon to attack each other. Competition for survival is found to occur over here. Meager availability of basic amenities of life lead to this competition. Number 9. Al-Haya Prison, Saudi Arab. Worst place in the Middle East. This place claims to break hardest of the criminals. Torture is the key to punishment in this prison. Inmates protest against these tortures. No matter the result of this protest is their death. In 2002, a fire lit by one of the inmates killed 140 of the prisoners and 40 guards. Number 8. Gitarama Prison, Rwanda. Tool of torture used by this prison is insufficient place to the prisoners. Basically designed place for 400 inmates, is being filled in with 6,000 prisoners. Human feces is said to fill the occupied area, which cause gangrene to prisoners, resulting into their death. Food is also provided in so much scarce that prisoners have been reported to eat each other's flesh out of desperation and stress. Most of the prisoners held here have committed genocide-related crime. Number 7. Diyarbakir Prison, Turkey. This prison is said to perform maximum violations of human rights per prisoner. Besides physical, mental torture and sexual abuse of the prisoners, the most dreading fact about this prison is that even children are also incarcerated for life without pity. This fact really makes this prison stand out of the list. Number 6. La Santa Prison, France. It is said that worst prisons occur in least developed countries. People believing in this should read this one. This prison of France is said to provide the most scary and mentally disintegrating place, which results into suicide by the prisoners. The worst part is that the way of committing suicide, the prisoners swallow rat poison, forks and even drain cleaners to put an end to their lives. More than 100 prisoners each year are reported to have committed suicide. Prisoners are said to cram clothes into the crack of their cells to prevent rats to enter. Most horrible part of human life is to become bait of these nibbling creatures. They must be like Satan for the prisoners. Number 5. Bangkwang Prison, Thailand. It is very confusing to pick up which torture of this prison is worst. It is said that mental stress given is enough to make a person crazy within 1 month. Bangkok Hilton is known for its mental and physical torture. For the first 3 months of punishment, the prisoners wear leg irons, and if capital punishment is not awarded, these leg irons are permanently welded. It is considered to be the most brutal prison in Thailand. It houses many foreign prisoners and handles death row inmates. Number 4. Tadmor Military Prison, Syria. Amnesty International has declared this prison as the most oppressive prison of the world. It says that its each and every action is done to torture the prisoners. Executions are said to be done on a massive scale. One instance of a massive execution is done in June 1980, when President Hafez al-Assad ordered the killing of all the prisoners as retaliation for the attempted assassination on his life by the Muslim Brotherhood. The massacre program lasted for 2 weeks, which resulted in the death of around 800-2,400 inmates. Guards are famous for their uncontrollable cruel behavior towards inmates. They have said to cut prisoners with axes, tied up with rope and dragged around to death. And even this is not enough, they have also been reported to beat the prisoners with metal pipes. Number 4. Tadmor Military Prison, Syria. Amnesty International has declared this prison as the most oppressive prison of the world. It says that its each and every action is done to torture the prisoners. Executions are said to be done on a massive scale. One instance of a massive execution is done in June 1980, when President Hafez al-Assad ordered the killing of all the prisoners as retaliation for the attempted assassination on his life by the Muslim Brotherhood. The massacre program lasted for 2 weeks, which resulted in the death of around 2,400 inmates. Guards are famous for their uncontrollable cruel behavior towards inmates. They have said to cut prisoners with axes, tied up with rope and dragged around to death. And even this is not enough, they have also been reported to beat the prisoners with metal pipes. Number 3. Texas State Penitentiary, the United States of America. This prison is the proud executioner. It is said to execute maximum number of prisoners in the United States. Means any person getting admission to this prison will have maximum chance to get rid of his life. This prison can simply be called as the way to the other world. It is definitely an assurance to death. Number 2. Camp 22, North Korea. An isolated prison for political prisoner has been in operation since 1965. It has a large compound that can hold 50,000 prisoners. It must like a whole village of criminals. The most unique way of punishment of this prison is that dissident families have been imprisoned there for 3 generations, so that the whole family tree is removed from roots. Second tool of torture of this prison is that the inmates are used for human experimentation, where they are made lab rats for biological weapons like anthrax, bomb testing and other brutalities. What else can be worse for a person that he has been used for an experiment? A human who is the most superior creature of this earth is used for experiment. If you like the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel.